Is the news on top of the hour.
Live from our studio in Georgetown.
Kaieteur Radio, 99.1 FM.
Hello, you're tuned into Kaieteur Radio 99.1, 99.5. I'm Kayla King, and this is your news at noon. Before we head over to the stories we're tracking, let's take a look at the front page comment entitled, Wake Up, Guyana. Would you allow a man to come in your house and blatantly rob you and your family? No. Well, that is what ExxonMobil and oil companies are doing to every one of us. When it comes to our wealth, please wake up, Guyanese. Your future is at stake. Coming up after the break, Exxon contract permits blank check spending, says if minister disagrees, company can still go ahead. Guyana set to be cash engine for Stabroek Block partners as Yellowtail is confirmed as fourth oil field, says Hess. Pilfering of funds suspected at Linden toll booth, says Linden mayor, as revenues move from $92 million in 2017 to $32 million in 2020. And ExxonMobil submits application for Yellowtail development project. EPA says citizens have 28 days to submit concerns. Stay tuned to stay informed.
The perfect opportunity to choose a university. Enhance your capacity to build a nation. Guyana Online Academy of Learning. We'd love to give you a start. 20,000 scholarships we're offering, so you can do your part. We provide the platform, all you do is choose. You can use the comfort of your living room. The programs are completely online for you. Let's build a nation, yeah. Guyana Online Academy of Learning. We've got a nation's future at heart.
Welcome back, and now for the news in detail. Guyana inked a production sharing agreement commonly referred to as a contract with ESSO Exploration and Production Guyana Limited and its partners for the exploration and development of the Stabroek Block in June 2016, and the provisions of the arrangement permits carte blanche spending for exploration. This, if the minister with responsibility for the sector or his delegate, identified in this case to be the Guyana Geology and Mines Commission, disagrees with a proposed work program and budget, it would still be deemed as adopted. Article 6 of the PSA for the Stabroek Block provides for delegation by the minister and cooperation between the contractors and GGMC. The article provides that the minister authorizes GGMC to provide support in relation to monitoring the petroleum operations carried out by EEPGL and its partners. Let's tell you at this time, Guyana is poised to be a cash engine for U.S.-based oil exploration and production company Hess Corporation, as the Yellowtail discovery in the Stabroek Block has been confirmed as the fourth oil field for development in the prolific contract area. The first three being Liza Phase 1, Liza Phase 2, and Payara. The position was made recently when the ExxonMobil Stabroek Block partner Hess, in its first quarter report of the year, announced that startup for the new producing field is pegged for 2025. With advanced plans underway for three developments and another slated for startup in 2025, Hess Corporation's Chief Executive Officer John Hess told investors Guyana is positioned to become a significant cash engine as multiple phases of low-cost oil development come online. Meanwhile, Linden Mayor Wanika Arindel and her deputy Wayne Wright Bethune are concerned that monies are being pilfered from the Kaieteur toll booth, as financial records show that there has been a significant decrease in recent years. What is more troubling to the mayor, deputy mayor, and councillors is that this concern has been brought to the attention of the administration of council since 2017, yet no aggressive measures are being implemented to unearth why funds continue to decrease. The head of the administration of the council is Town Clerk Orlena Obermüller. The financial records seen by Kaieteur News from 2018 show that at October of the three consecutive years, $60 million was collected in 2018, $52 million in 2019, and $39 million in 2020. Bethune, however, stated in a recent interview that the financial records for 2017 showed that the toll booth raked in $92 million. The records seen also show that between September to October 2020, there was a rapid increase in revenues, even though the country was under COVID-19 lockdown. Meanwhile, ExxonMobil's subsidiary Esso has submitted an application to the EPA to undertake its fourth oil project, the Yellowtail Development Project, within the Stabroek Block offshore Guyana. According to the EPA, the proposed project will be implemented in multiple stages. The proposed project will be undertaken in the marine offshore environment within Guyana's exclusive economic zone and would also utilize land-based support activities. As a result of the intended development activities, the EPA said possible effects on the environment may include impacts to marine water quality, air quality, marine fauna, socioeconomic resources, among others. Furthermore, the EPA has determined that an environmental impact assessment is required to be conducted before any decision to approve or reject the proposed project is taken, since this development may impact the environment significantly. Coming up next, Granger sues Nascimento and media houses for over $2.6 billion for libel. I was chased by two men, says captured Windsor Estates intruder. No legal action if farmers don't use non-GRDB rice varieties, Agri-Minister clarifies. Strathspey man, decomposed body found in Boston Trench. Do stay tuned.
Guyana, please join me on the Glenn Lal Show, 99.1, 99.5, Kaieteur Radio, every Monday, Wednesday and Friday, 7:20 p.m. and a rebroadcast of the next day at 11 a.m. just in case you missed that program.
Welcome back. Former President David Granger has filed a libel lawsuit from local communications consultant Kit Nascimento and a list of media houses, including Kaieteur News, Stabroek News, and Guyana Times. According to the statement of claim filed by attorney Roysdale Ford, the former head of state accused the newspaper of publishing defamatory information about him, which were contained in letters and opinion pieces written by Kit Nascimento last year. As such, he made 53 claims for damages worth $50 million Guyana dollars for each instance that the information was published, totaling $2.6 billion Guyana dollars. In addition, he is asking the High Court to grant orders to prevent the defendants from publishing any further offensive remarks in relation to the matter. Get the full details in today's Kaieteur News. A suspected thief, 36-year-old Rabindra Azwin, who was yesterday caught intruding the gated community of Windsor Estates located on the east bank of the Marara, reportedly told his captors that he was chased there by two men. Police investigators notified that it was the Windsor Estate security guards who had captured and handed him over to the ranks at the Providence police station. We were told that the perimeter surrounding the community is equipped with an infrared alarm system, which alerted the security guards that there was an intruder present. The security guards responded immediately to the location where the alarm went off and reportedly saw a man with a knife in his hand. According to sources close to the investigation, the intruder ran but was cornered under a water trestle. Agriculture Minister Zulfikar Mustafa has clarified that in contradiction to a notice published by the Guyana Rice Development Board, farmers will not face legal action for cultivating rice sourced outside of the board. Late last month, the Guyana Rice Development Board published an advertisement which sought to inform industry stakeholders that they must only engage in the cultivation, manufacturing, and sale of paddy produced and approved by GRDB. The agency further noted that the failure to comply would result in legal action being taken without further notice. Noting the foregoing, Several farmers reached out to Kaieteur News yesterday morning, registering deep concern that GRDB would publish such a notice. More than 50 farmers who spoke with this newspaper lamented that they would have already invested collectively millions of dollars in moving ahead with preparations for cultivating non-GRDB varieties that have provided successful yields thus far. To now take a different approach, the farmers complained that it would break their backs even as they continue to reel from the millions in losses suffered from the first crop for 2021. Now let's tell you the partially decomposed body of a 46-year-old man was yesterday fished out of a trench at Company Road, Buxton, East Coast, Demerara. The dead man has since been identified as Shelton Harry, also known as Jimmy, of Lot 202, Area G, Strathspey, East Coast, Demerara. According to the police, Harry was a known alcoholic and was seen on Tuesday about 15 hours by his juvenile relative lying on a company road in a drunken state. However, yesterday the man's body was found by a close acquaintance who knows Harry by seeing him daily at an abandoned house next door to his property. The acquaintance related to this publication that he woke up to a stench emanating from in front of his yard, and upon investigating he saw Harry's bloated body in a clump of bushes in the trench. Although he lived in Strathspey, he was known for doing odd jobs for residents within the village of Buxton and was described by villagers as easygoing. Investigations are ongoing. It is now 12 hours 12. Coming up at this time is your COVID-19 update. According to Worldometer, worldwide coronavirus cases have now reached 157 million, whereas deaths are at 3.2 million, and in the case of recoveries, 134.3 million. That just about brings us to the end of our news at noon, but before we go, let's head over to page 7, which is dedicated to being blunt. An online site, chieflearningofficer.com, describes a leader as someone who can see how things can be improved and who rallies people to move towards that better vision. Leaders, it noted too, can work towards making their vision a reality while putting people first. But just being able to motivate people isn't enough. Leaders need to be empathetic and connect with people to be successful. With the foregoing in mind, is it too much to ask our leaders, both in office and opposition, to be true to the leadership post they currently hold? I'm Kayla King. This was your news at noon. Thank you for listening.
Want value for your advertising dollar? Then place your ads on Kaieteur Radio's newscasts.